Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cemetery Mary. Last time in Cemetery Mary, we went to the library, then we went to the cafe, and we got people's phone numbers. So, I'm going to try everything in my power to avoid the cemetery, because I feel like going to the cemetery will probably end up with me not meeting anybody. So, I'm going to go back to the library today. I was just there the other day. Maybe I should try going somewhere else. After I got out of bed, I made my... What? Oh. Oh. Oh! I don't have options! I forgot. Sorry. Let's go to the cemetery, then. I was gonna avoid that, but whatever. I went to my favorite place, the cemetery. The cemetery is pretty much on the same block as my family's restaurant. Your family has a restaurant? Right next to it, in fact. All you have to do is cross the street, and it's on the same side of the road. I think my parents chose this location because it's good for the business. That's what Mom told me, anyways. People are usually hungry after a funeral. Crying really takes a lot out of you, after all. I was always glad to live there, because I really love visiting the cemetery. We know! I like to walk down the roads and see who got flowers that day. That's what I do most days. Sometimes I pick up my own flowers just to leave them on graves that look like they've been forgotten about. I'm actually quite known for the cemetery. Quite known for the cemetery? What? Some people have even begun to use a nickname for me. Though I don't know how many of them even know what I look like. When I arrived at the cemetery gates, however, I was surprised to see Crovin standing there with what looked like the new friend. Crovin? Mary? Ugh! Did you follow me? Huh? No, I didn't. You know I always come here. Yeah, but that's usually not until later. Why are you here so early? I mean, it's not as if I had anything better to do. Well, do you have to be here right now? I'm kinda on a date. Oh, this is a date? I mean, it can be if you want it to be. I'll think about it. How was I even supposed to know you'd be here? Who's your friend? This is Vasilis. I met them at the arcade. Yo. Sorry, Mary, but could you please go? I really just don't have the energy for this right now. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I'll see you later. Later. See you in some other life, Mary. Okay. That's weird. I left Crovin alone. I didn't want to interrupt his little date or whatever it was. I especially didn't want to make him more mad at me. However, I wasn't going to let him stop me from going to the cemetery. I continued on past the gates and stepped inside. It seemed emptier than usual. I didn't look like any funerals were being held today. Would it be mean to wish if there was? Probably. Yeah, it probably would be. Like I said, forget it I said anything like that. It was a really awful thing to say. When nighttime rolled around, I headed back home. I slipped into my pajamas and headed to bed almost immediately. Of course, though, I couldn't sleep right away. I had someone I needed to talk to first. Again, with this guy. Good evening again. Good evening. May I ask you something? You always do. Now did you know? Oh, my name is Mary. How did you? He has your parents who apparently gave you her phone number. Why would they give you her phone number and not her name? That makes no sense. I've always known. I've always known what your name is. Have we met before? If we did, you probably wouldn't remember. If. So we didn't meet. Take the if as a maybe. We may have met before. Would it be any difference if you didn't remember me? It would be as if you were meeting me for the first time. That's weird. I'm uncomfortable. Any updates on my parents? They are fine. Will I ever see them again? Yes. Because I'm coming to get you two. I just need more time. Good night, Mary. I feel uncomfortable. I went to sleep feeling pretty shaken that night. I tried not to think about it. I'm surprised I was able to get any sleep at all. I'm surprised I didn't have any nightmares either. Uncle Cross? That's my uncle. He's the ghost werewolf dude. Yeah, Mary? Uncle Cross, can I ask you a question? Sure thing, kiddo. Shoot. How'd you lose your eye? Ah, Mary, that's not... It's fine, I don't mind. I lost my eye in war. You were in a war, Uncle Cross? I was. I won't get into the specifics, but it was important to me that I protect my family in any way I could. Do you miss it? My eyeball? Yeah. You know something? Not as much as I thought I would. I think I would miss you a lot more. He doesn't seem like a man who would be in hell, honestly. Yep, I've been very tired the last few days. I dragged myself out of bed and followed my normal morning routine. Got changed in my... You get changed into your favorite outfit a lot. Do you even wash that thing? No wonder why no one wants to be around you. And of course, Croven was once again nowhere to be seen. However, when I checked my phone that morning, I realized he had sent me a message. To my surprise, there were other messages there as well from my new friends. Who should I read first? Reginald. Good morning, Miss Mary. Anta. I hope you're doing well today. You had asked about the book the other day, right? Well, I actually finished it quicker than I expected to. I'd really love to give it to you, but I won't be at the library today. I'm actually going to be at the cemetery. You like the place, though, right? You should come see me, then I can pass the book over to you. I'll be there at 1:15 or so, and then maybe after we can grab some lunch something together. I hope that doesn't come off as weird. I'd just like some company of my own for my lunch break. Call me back. Croven. Hey, Mary, I'm sorry. I know I've been acting pretty nasty to you lately. I hope you know I don't mean it. Have you been over to Planet Dollars yet? I'll be heading there for lunch today, maybe like 12:30. You should come have lunch with me, my treat. And then I can, formally apologize or whatever. Hey, Mary, it's Twyla. If you're still interested in helping me, I'll be at the library around noon today. Should be quieter there. And there's some books I want to pick up for my research purposes. Meet me there if you can, but if not, I'll just call you up another time. So, am I gonna pick? I can't go back. I know... So I have options to go somewhere. I already read all the messages. What do I do? I get it. Okay, what if I skip? Oh, exit phone. I'm not... Okay. I was messaged by each of them. However, I only have time to meet up with one of them today. Where should I go today, then? Should I meet up with Croven so he can formally apologize or whatever? I want to go to the cemetery. I kind of want the love route. It was a tough choice, but I had to choose one of them. I told the others I had planned, and I'd have to meet with them some other time. Then the noon rolled around, I headed to my destination. Reginald was not outside the cemetery gates as I expected, so I delved deeper into the cemetery. At first I was worried he already left, but eventually I was able to find him on one of the paths. He seemed to be looking at a few graves, as if he were looking for someone. I called out to him, as if to not startle him. He noticed me and waved me over, so I ate my way over to him. I want to go the love route. I like sappy love stories, believe it or not. Hello again, Reginald. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to see you too. I'm surprised you showed up. I thought you might be busy such last minute. Well, even if you weren't here, I'd probably be here anyways. Besides, I want to see you. I thought it would be nice to talk to you again, since last time we were both preoccupied with books. I'm glad to hear that. I was thinking the same thing. Oh, and speaking of books, before I forget, Reginald handed me the book from the other day. Don't worry about checking it out of the library. I told them I'd be giving it to you, so I had them extend the due date under your name. Oh, well, thank you, I think. I'm surprised they let you do that. Anyway, why are you here? Are you missing someone? I know it hasn't been too long since the funeral service, so... Oh, heavens, no. Haha, sorry if I made you think that. I'm just here for business. Business? Do you work at the cemetery? 'Cause I've never seen you around here before, you know. Oh, no. I agreed to meet the caretakers here, since they couldn't get off work. You see, I'm a coffin maker. And, well, someone's in need of a coffin soon. Oh, you're a coffin maker! You never told me that before. That's a wow. That's a really neat, actually. Ah, you're impressed by that. Well, you know, I'm really into these things, you know? You know? I'm always here for a reason after all, you know? I'm sorry I didn't mention it to you sooner then. If you really like coffins, I can show you a few I've designed. I have a portfolio back home, but I'm sure I have a few pictures on my phone I can show you, too. Oh, yes, please do. I really love to see. Reginald showed me a few pictures on this phone of some coffins he's made, and they were so detailed and intricate. They seemed personalized to the person they belonged to. I was taken aback. I could have stared at them all day if he'd let me. Wow, those are really beautiful. You really made those. I'd love to be buried in one of those one day. Great pickup lines here. That was weird. Aw, no, you flatter me. I'm happy you like them so much. What's with that look? Well, what look? I was making a look? Sorry, I just had a seeking suspicion. But no, I'm sure I was wrong. Suspicion about what? Oh, I was just thinking that you would want to design a coffin, that you'd want me to design a coffin based off of you too. Wait, are you serious? I mean, I know I don't need it right now, but I'd be so happy if you did. I mean, we hardly know each other, and that's so generous. Oh, it's nothing, really. I thought someone like you would appreciate the offer, and I could always use a new muse. It'd be my pleasure, especially if it would make you that happy. You just have to promise you won't go dying on me anytime soon. Oh my gosh. So sorry, the idea is just so flattering. Yes, 'cause flowers and chocolate aren't in for the romance. It's coffins now. Do you really think I'd make a good muse for one? Absolutely. When we met, I remember you telling me about how much you loved this place. Who could ever be better inspiration for my work? I know you love the cemetery, so we can stay here a while if you want. But I will have to leave for my lunch break soon, if you're still willing to join me. Oh, right. We can go whenever you'd like. Although, I do kind of feel bad. Crovin invited me to lunch today, too. Who's Craven? Oh, just the boy. He's my cousin. I mean, we're not actually blood related, and we're not, like, in-laws or anything either. His family just always had a really close to mine ever since we were kids, so I call him cousin, even though he's not one. Though sometimes he can feel more like an annoying older brother, especially with his nasty attitude lately. Nasty attitude? Yeah, he's been very easy to upset lately. Though I guess I can't really blame him. And I know I don't really help. Well, I think you made the right decision to come here instead. You do? Absolutely. You shouldn't force yourself to be around someone who's making you feel so bad. Really, Mary, you have to take care of yourself, you know. So, let's go somewhere where you don't even have to think about it. Don't worry about a boy like that. And if he really does get on your nerves, we can always give me a call. I won't mind. I understand how frustrating some people can be sometimes. You mean that? Thanks, Reginald. That means a lot to me. Of course. Come now, let's get going. Oh, and on the way, maybe you can recommend one of those shoujo mangas to me. I've been meaning to find one to read. I'm glad I was honest. Reginald and I went to find somewhere to eat on his lunch break. Even though I hadn't known him long, he was treating me as if we were always friends. It's a date. It's a date. It was a strange feeling, but I can't say it was the one that it was one that was unwelcomed. He talked so casually, without pauses or hesitance in his voice. I couldn't understand why. It just felt so bizarre. And not even in a bad way, maybe I'm not used to making friends. But I was glad I had a chance now with someone who... Before we could decide on anywhere to go, Reginald received a phone call. It was a client of his. He looked at me apologetically and told me he had to leave right away. I told him it was alright and we parted ways. After he left, I headed back to the cemetery. I didn't see anyone else for the rest of the day. I never know if that's a good thing anymore. When I got home that night, I did my usual routine. And to finish it off, I plopped on my bed and took out my phone just like usual. Hi, hello. Can we talk about that thing you said the other night? I haven't been able to stop thinking about it ever since you said it. What's bothering you? You said that you were coming for me. That you just needed more time. Are you really going to steal me too? It'll be alright. I promise. It's for the best. You're going to make me feel sick all over again. What do you want me to tell you? That I'll get to see my parents again? Who you really are? Is that really what you want? You'll see me soon. But you shouldn't worry about it. It will happen when it happens. This is for the best, even if you can't see that right now. Even if you can't ever. When will this be over? Soon, hopefully. I just need more time. You'll hang on for me, won't you? Do I have a choice? Haha. Sweet dreams, Mary. I have a feeling I have no choice. I didn't sleep well at all the night. I didn't. I really didn't. There were a few times I shut my eyes and tried to, but nothing could calm me down any more at this point. My anxiety was through the roof. I just want Mom and Dad back. I want to know for certain that they were okay. It should have been me that was taken. Well, you're gonna get taken real soon. Maybe it was supposed to be. The next morning, when I got up, Owen was still home. He seemed to be acting pretty normal for once. At the very least, not agitated. But despite this, I didn't sit and have breakfast with him. I wasn't in the mood to really talk to anyone. Not now. Not after last night. It was too much. I just want some private time to myself. I just want to cool down. As I was about to leave, Crow called out to me. Not even eating breakfast, Mars. Mars? I responded. Not today, I'm not hungry. I'm meeting with my friend for breakfast. I just gotta pick something out. I'm just gonna pick something up while I'm out. He responded with a simple okay, and after that, I was out the door. I just want to go to that place and not be bothered. On the bus ride there, all three of them texted me again. Crobin said he noticed I left pretty quickly, and hoped I wasn't upset with him for his behavior lately. Twella talked about some of the progress on her research, and Reginald said he'd be at the cemetery again today. Although I appreciate their messages, I really just need to be alone. I need to go back there and just relax. No, that's not the right word. I wasn't going there to relax. I was going there to mourn. The Dine Red. That's where I grew up. I lived my whole life in this diner. Restaurant? Bistro? I never knew the right word for places like this. We always had such silly names for it, since it was next to the cemetery. The Restaurant in Peace. Sometimes the Diner. Even simply Dine Dead. Always wondered if the others caught on. You probably wouldn't know just from looking at it, but there's 2 floors. The bottom floor is the diner itself. I've eaten there for lunch, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes all in the same day. The top floor is more like a house, or our house. There's bedrooms, there's bathrooms, and even a small living room with a TV. It can be a little cramped sometimes, but it's cozy. No one could get up there but me and my parents, of course. The upstairs is locked. You'd need a key. Which I have, of course. After Mom and Dad went missing, the authorities locked this place up, and it's been locked ever since. They don't want anyone going in there, not even me. Because I don't know. It's kind of like a crime scene or something. But I still have the key for the front, too. It's my house, after all. I'm gonna move. Oh God. I carefully scanned the area around me as I stood in the parking lot. There were a few cars that passed by and maybe a person or two on the sidewalks, but no one really seemed to pay me any mind. It was still a bit early in the morning, so it wasn't surprising to see a few people out. I looked over my shoulders a few more times to make sure no one was watching me. Then I stepped into the front door, unlocked it, and took a step inside, closing the doors carefully behind me. When I stepped inside, it was instantly hit with a wave of all different kinds of emotions. I had been avoiding the diner for a long time because whenever I passed it, I would just think of Mom and Dad and feel safe. I mean sad. I said safe, I don't know why. But now stepping inside it, it felt nice. At least a little bit. Just being able to be in my own house after so long, it was bittersweet. On one hand, I felt so happy to just be home. Everything was just as I left it. The light still entered through the windows the same way it always did. It still smelled faintly of delicious food, even though the kitchen hasn't been used in a while. Even Mom's special board was in the same spot, but it felt so empty, so desolate, so abandoned. There wasn't even any electricity here. This place was hardly ever empty. We always had customers, and the diner always did well. There was hardly a moment where I'd come downstairs to only see Mom or Dad. There was always people, even if it was just one person was here. The counter would be full of coffin drinkers at night, and in the mornings, I'd see families come by for dinner, or people out on dates come here. I always loved being able to see that. There were so many good memories in this place, like my 13th birthday, the merry couple that came in, the time that we had a Halloween party. Let's go through more personal memories. Not to say I didn't enjoy my following birthdays or previous birthdays, but my 13th birthday was especially enjoyable. That was the day my parents had got me a tarantula. I had been begging them for months, and they finally gave in and let me get one. Always loved tarantulas, despite the way others often view them. Or maybe it was in spite of how people viewed them. But I always knew they were gentle if you were nice to them, the way you should be. I picked the biggest and fuzziest one they would allow me to get. I named her Shelly. And I'd collect seashells and put it in her enclosure. I even put cute little bows on the outside of it. Always wanted to show Shelly to others, of course. They didn't like her as much as I did. I really loved Shelly, but she ended up getting sick. Really sick. None of the vets could figure out what was wrong with her. Around sometime last year, she died. I was so miserable I didn't even eat. But my mom knew my weaknesses. She began making my favorite foods for me. And it was hard being hungry and miserable at the same time. Even though it was just food, it helped me feel a lot better. Standing here, it's almost as if I could smell her still making it. And Dad would sit with me at the counter and make sure I got my fair share of dad puns for the day. I loved being able to sit with him and eat, and just joke around. But now it's just covered in dust, and no one's here. Where should I go? Mom and Dad's room, why not? I decided to walk up to my parents' room. I just missed them so much I couldn't bring myself not to. I stepped into my parents' room. The curtains were drawn open and a warm light flooded into the room as the sun finally came out from behind the clouds today. I could still smell some of my mom's perfume lingering in the air. Everything was so neat, just as they always kept things. You wouldn't even have guessed they were kidnapped. There were no signs of a struggle, or even any sort of mess at all. That means they knew the kidnapper, oftentimes. The bed was made and all their stuff was exactly where it should be. The only thing different was a fine layer of dust from how long it had been. And then the fact that my parents weren't here. I sat on my parents' bed. Always was softer than mine. I remembered sleeping here as a little girl, when I didn't feel quite big enough to sleep in my own bed just yet. Mom would help me build pillow forts here. Sometimes we would hang up a sign that said, "No boys allowed." Haha. Poor Dad. He was so left out that day. It didn't take long for me to start crying. I missed my mom and Dad. I never even got a chance to say goodbye to them. The last message I got from them, it was my mom telling me she hoped I would sleep well that night. And then the next day they were gone. Just like that. What do I do now? What if they never come back? What if I already saw them for the last time? Why did they send me away? They must have known something was going on. I ended up falling asleep on my parents' bed. I was already exhausted from my lack of sleep, and crying certainly didn't help in that respect. When I woke up, I was unaware of how much time had passed. But I felt groggy, and I didn't think I should stay any longer. It probably just made me feel worse. I got up from the bed and began to head back downstairs. It wasn't until I got to the bottom of the stairs that I noticed someone was here. Some stranger kneeling in front of the doorway for whatever reason. I was almost frozen in my spot. Who were they? Why were they here? No. Who should have been able to get in? No one should have been able to get in. I mean, that's right. I unlocked it. Crap. I stood there, hoping they wouldn't see me. The way that they were dressed, with baggy dark clothes and their hood up, told me that they were most likely bad news. Did they follow me in here? I wasn't sure what to do. I thought about trying to escape out the back way or sneakily heading back upstairs if need be, but as soon as I took a step back, I tripped slightly and let out a small yelp as I caught myself on one of the bar stools. The stranger immediately bolted outside. Wait! I wasn't even able to get a good look at them. For a split second, I considered trying to chase after them, and even if that was a stupid idea, they ran much faster than I could keep up with anyways. Panicked and slightly shaking, I took out my phone. I was so nervous I pressed it to my ear without even dialed anyone yet. But who would I call? The police? No, I can't do that. I was already in here when I wasn't supposed to be, and I don't want to put any kind of attention on myself. But I can't just call nobody. I have to tell somebody about this. Who do I go to? Call Reginald, he's close by. Call Twan, he could have been the killer. Call Croven, his family, he would call a mystery number. Was that you? Oh god, I have to save. I have to save right here. This is important. Alright. I'm gonna call Reginald, he's close by. I quickly call Reginald. He was close by, so he could get here quickest. And maybe on his way, he might see the ad intruder. Come on, please pick up. Hello, Mary? Reginald! Reginald, you're here in the cemetery right now, right? Yes, why? Can you come over here? Over where? Next door, the diner. I'm here and I really need your help. Help? What's wrong? What happened? I'll explain it once you get here. Can you please just come over? Certainly, I'll be there momentarily. Thank you. It was only a few minutes before Reginald got here, but it felt like hours for me. Once he arrived, he commented on how shaken I look, and asked what happened. I told him everything, about how my parents were missing, and how I wasn't supposed to be here. I asked if he had seen any hooded person on his way over, looking like they were in a rush. But he said he didn't see anything. He wasn't really sure what he could do to help, but he offered to look around with me, and we could see if there's anything that they left behind. I thought that sounded like a good idea at the time. It made the most sense in my head. We started in the dining area and slowly worked our way upstairs. I guess I must have been really scared, because the look Reginald gave me when he faced me again was so worried, that it worried me even more. He reassured me that I didn't have to worry, offered to hold my hand to help me calm down. I accepted. We looked around. We couldn't find anything suspicious as left behind. However, when we investigated my room, I noticed one of my plushes disappeared. It was one of my favorites, and I always kept it right on the shelf, next to my bed, so it couldn't have gotten lost so easily. Did they take it? That thought put my stomach in knots. To think they must have been in here while I was dozing off in the other room. Oh God, Eventually we gave up on looking. There was nothing else of note, and it's not like we could really do anything else right now. We headed back downstairs. At the very least, having Reginald here was able to calm me down some. Mary, I'm very sorry I wasn't able to help you as much as you would have liked. What? No, don't say that. You helped me a lot. I'm very glad you came. Really? I feel a lot better. Really? You're sure? Yes, thank you. Well, I'm glad I was able to help at least one regard. You know, I was wondering why this place had closed down so suddenly. I had no idea it was because its owners went missing. A shame, too. I know I had only been here when we first met, but I would have loved to come again. I'm sorry that it was a wrong choice of words. I didn't mean... No, I'm fine. It's fine. It'll open again once they come back. Well, for your safety, then, can you please not come here or until they get back? Huh? I don't know who was in here earlier, but there is a possibility they might come back. They could be dangerous, right? And what if you got hurt? You have to look out for yourself, Mary. I'm sure you miss your parents dearly, but they wouldn't want you putting yourself in danger now, would they? Yeah, I suppose you're right. I never even thought of it that way. You're right. I'll lock this place up again. Then at least if that person does come back, at least they can't get in. That sounds like a good idea. Here, let's go. Why don't you walk around the cemetery with me? I'm sure it'll at least feel better than staying here. Yeah. You're right. I think I'd like that, thank you. I let Reginald take me to the cemetery away from the diner. He told me to show him my favorite spots. Occasionally, he'd ask me about a decorated grave. Ask if I knew who the person there was. I wish I was able to have more answers for him. The rest of my day was pretty hazy. I couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. I didn't really feel any sort of relief until I got into bed that night. But, that's never a relieving part of my day anyways. Hello again. Good evening. Was that you in my diner today? What do you mean? Earlier today I was in my diner, or house, I guess. There was a stranger. I couldn't see their face. And they ran out as soon as I realized I was behind them. Was that you? No. I don't know why I bothered asking. I doubt you'd give me the truth either way. Sometimes lying will be necessary, but I am telling the truth now. If you say no, I'm not really sure what else to say. That's okay. I prefer when you don't ask questions. Why's that? That's a question, Mary. He prefers when you don't ask questions. The creepy guy texting you prefers when you don't ask him anything. Why are you asking him? You're making him feel uncomfortable, Mary. I know, this is a very uncomfortable situation. You know what they say. Curiosity kills the cat. Good night, Mary. So much for getting a good night's sleep. Mary, are you still sleeping? Mary! No, I don't want to get up yet. Let me sleep. I had a long night last night. A long night? You went to bed at 0:30. At 30 after? I didn't sleep well. Maybe it was 8:30. 8:30, because apparently, you can't see the little middle lines for these. Well, your mother's making pancakes if you want any. Do they have chocolate chips? Of course, it's Sunday! Sunday means chocolate chips and all pancakes. Everybody knows this. It's on Sunday. Okay, I'll be down soon. I quickly got out of bed and got dressed, yawning as I descended down the stairs. Oh look, it's her favorite outfit again! That thing never gets washed. Even from the top of the stairs, I could already smell the chocolate. If you don't hurry, I'm gonna eat all of them. Dad! Oh, I'm just teasing you. Besides, your mom would kill me if I did. I get downstairs and sat at the counter beside my dad. There was a plate waiting for me, and my mother was behind the counter, drinking her morning coffee like usual. Thank you for breakfast, Mom. Of course, dear. So, do you have any plans today? No, not really. Oh, is Crow been busy today? I don't know, probably. Well, we can always do something if you want. We can? Of course we can. Didn't you want to see that new movie? The horror one with the janitor? Why don't we go tonight? A horror movie with a janitor? I want to see that. Bruh, I want to make fun of bad movies with somebody. Oh god, I clicked. I'm never too busy for my little girl. That sounds really fun. But what about Mom? Are you really worried about me? Of course I am. You're my mother. I'll be fine, sweetheart. Go out with your father. We can even call up Crow and see if he wants to come too. I've been really looking forward to this movie. I'm so excited now. This morning's been quite the pleasant surprise, but something feels off. Like I'm forgetting something. No, something is weird here. But what? What's wrong? It's way too empty in here. No, that's not it. It's Sunday. We don't open until past noon on Sundays because Mom likes us all to have a nice breakfast together. It's still morning, so what's wrong? The pancakes utensils, maybe? I mean, yeah, I don't have a fork right now, but there's definitely something else wrong here. What's wrong? The coffee? I really hate coffee, but Mom always loves her black. It's no different today. It seems to be steaming, but that never stopped Mom before. I don't know. Dad? Dad's fine. He's always chipper as ever as he brushed his hair this morning too. Good old Dad. Mom? Mom's fine. Mom's always... Wait. Mom can't talk. Mom is mute. Mom's never been able to talk her whole life. I had to learn sign language as a kid to be able to communicate with her. She's never... Whose voice even was that? That was talking to me. My mom doesn't have a voice. What's going on? Mary, you okay, hun? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm fine. Are you sure, dear? I could make you some tea to help you calm down if you're feeling anxious. This gives me great Coraline vibes. No, I'm okay. I think I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I hopped out of my seat and rushed my way over to the ground floor bathroom. That wasn't my mom. Was that even my dad? I was hoping that once in the bathroom I could rinse my face off and make sense of things. But... Mom? Mom, what are you doing here? Weren't you just outside? Mom? Holy fuck! And we're getting some horror, boys! What's the matter, Mary? I thought you liked ghosts. There's a funeral today. I'm happy. Is that bad? I have been planning for it. I overheard them talking about it in a cemetery and planning for it. Is that bad? I really enjoyed funerals. I always have, even when I like to see everyone gather around for their lost loved one. They're all so sad. They bring flowers and sometimes even little parting gifts. That's so nice, don't you think? If their spirits could talk, I bet they'd appreciate it. Would the ghosts attend their own funeral? I would. Well, in any case, I'm excited for the one today, and I'm excited to see what they're like. What they're like? Hopping at the... What they're like? What does that mean? Are you gonna meet the dead spirit or what? Hopping at the bus that morning, I was glad to see I wasn't too late. It's a good thing I always wear black. No one even seemed to turn their heads to me as I came near. It started to rain. They never said anything about rain today, but I thought it might when I saw the clouds out this morning. So I came prepared and brought my umbrella. It was then I noticed a little old lady with no umbrella, and no one was even bothering to keep her dry, so I covered her with my umbrella. Oh, it's an umbrella. You scared me for a second. Thank you, dear. Of course. Pardon me if this sounds rude, but were you one of her friends? I don't know. I don't know. No, at least I don't think so. Who died? Oh, well, it was my darling Minspella. She passed away just last week. My condolences. Forgive me if it sounds rude, but what is your relationship to her? Me? Ah, yes. I'm Spella's mom. I never met you before, have I? That's okay, lots of people haven't. I'm very sorry for your loss. How are you feeling? Feeling? It's impossible for me to feel anything but heartbroken. I truly don't believe I'll ever recover from this. Now, don't say that. She wouldn't want you to think like that, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. If I may. She was young, wasn't she? Oh yes, much too young for this. Right as things were going her way. She was going to get married in a few months. None of us thought her condition was that bad. It's been cancelled, of course. But at least she's wearing the dress now. I'm sure she looks beautiful. Oh, she was always so beautiful. My darling angel was always too beautiful. She never even got to. Oh, look at me. I'm going to start crying over again. I promised her I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Do you think she's scared? She's all alone now. Where's she going to go? And who will tell her how to get there? The way she is right now. Is she happy? Even if she's not. She's not alone. How can you say she's alone when everyone is here beside her? I know she can't really say much about it, but I'm sure she's happy to have all her friends and family by her side. All the people here, she meant a lot to them, didn't she? That's why they're all here, to keep her company. I know lots of people like to think you're alone when you die, but I think it's hard to consider all this being alone, you know. She's not alone when we're all here. Yes, I suppose that's true. We're all together here, aren't we? Then, I suppose I'm glad she isn't alone. Yes, me too. I'm sorry if I upset you by talking about her so much, miss. It is a funeral, after all. I should behave more respectfully. No, it's quite all right. Talking about it has actually helped a little bit. I feel a bit better hearing your thoughts. Is that so? I'm glad then. Yes, thank you. Why, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I didn't even catch your name. It's all right. My name is Mary. Mary. Hold on a moment. Do you mean to say you're Cemetery Mary? I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, that's me. I see. Thank you, Mary. If Spella was here, I'm sure she would thank you too. She is here, but hearing it from you means enough already. Thank you as much. It was a lovely funeral. The coffin was lowered, and soon enough the rain stopped. I watched everyone say their goodbyes to her and to each other, and steadily they left. Soon it was just me and the lady. I'd have felt bad if I overstayed my welcome. I didn't want to outlast her at her own daughter's funeral, so I quietly said my goodbyes and left. Due to my surprise, someone was there waiting for me at the sidewalk. Reginald! What are you doing here? Oh, I just happened to be walking by when I noticed you in there. Is everything all right? Oh, yes. Everything is fine. She wasn't like a family member or anything like that. Ah, that's a relief. It's always a sad thing, is it not? Yes, it is. It's okay. I know you don't see it that way. Huh? Well, since you're here, would you mind helping me with something? Oh, I was just about to head down to the store to pick up a few things. Just some screws, nails, a hammer or two. Just some stuff I'm running low on or needs replaced. You want my help for this? I'm not very educated on tools and all. Oh, no, that's all right. You don't need to be. I just appreciate the company is all. But if you'd rather not. Oh no, I mean, yeah, I can come. It's not like I have anything better to do. Haha. Lovely. Come with me. I hope you don't mind that we'll have to walk. I would have brought my car today, but it was a nice day. It was too nice of a day to pass up the chance to walk. But it's raining today, Reginald. In the rain. Glad she caught that. Rightly so. A little water never hurt anyone. Well, I guess you got a point. Reginald's logic did really make sense to me, but I decided to accompany him to the hardware store anyway. It's not like I ever go there, so it'd be a nice change of pace. Come to think of it, I didn't actually know where the hardware store was located until Reginald showed me. I guess it's good that I know now. You think you lived somewhere all your life, you would know where things are. Come on, Mary. Get in the game, Mary. You need to know. If someone asks me where the hardware store is, I'll know how to answer. The hardware store wasn't too far away from where we were, but it felt like quite the walk, since I didn't know how to get there. Come to think of it, I can't remember the last time I've actually been in a hardware store. As Reginald held the door open for me, the smell of fertilizer wafted through the forward. Quite intense. We entered into what looked like the gardening section. Here we are. Thank you again for coming along. I do appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me. It's nice to go somewhere different. Oh, what is that you needed to get again? Oh, I've got a list in my pocket, actually. Hey, would you like to turn it into a game? Oh, how do you mean? I'll split the list in half. We'll take a half and look for the items on our own. Then we'll come back and here when we're finished. You're just trying to make me do all the work for you, Reginald. I know. Are we going to play an actual game? Because that would be cool. No lie. If you can get here before me, I'll reward you. Reward me? I'll get a prize? Something like that. But if you beat me first. Okay, I can do that maybe. Let's do it then. I watched Reginald ripped his list in two and handed me half over to me. Fair warning though, I know this sword at the back of my hand. Hey, I might still win. After that, Reginald went on his own and left me with my share of my list. Let's see here. Antifreeze and axe. Tape measure, rat poison. Well, that's not very nice. I'll mention that to him later. For now, I had to get the things on the list. After all, I now had a challenge to win. But I didn't anticipate how big this store was. It already looked big from the outside, but now that I was walking in it, it was huge. It was a weird feeling walking in here by myself, especially considering I don't really come to these places. I don't know where I was really expecting, but it was so empty. I didn't even see any workers around. Despite that, I kept hearing footsteps. Reginald? I called out. No response. What am I doing? This place isn't scary. I'm just gonna get some things he asked me for. What was on the list? That list. Wait. Hey, where'd the list go? Did I drop it somewhere? Oh, shoot. Oh, God. Reginald is the Dutcher. He's the Dutcher. He's the Blackwood Dutcher. Oh, that's okay. I'm pretty sure I remember what was on it. I'll just get those things and find my way back to the front. Just have to get... Oh, God. It was an antifreeze. I just pick up a gallon of antifreeze. Should I get the blue one? Or wait, maybe he likes the green one. Maybe I'll ask him later. An axe. I'll pick up the axe. Is that the right kind? I mean, he is using ingot for wood, right? So, it should be good. What else can you use an axe for? Chopping people up. Duh. It's heavy. rat poison. I think tape was the other one. I picked up the rat poison. It was, was it masking tape or measuring tape? I can't remember. I think it was masking. I grabbed some masking tape from the shelf. It was a colored blue. I hope it wouldn't be an issue. Alright, finish. I picked up what I thought he needed and decided to head back towards the counter. After all, if I took too long, I would lose the race. At least I knew my way back. At the very least, I got back in the meeting spot before Reginald did. I only had to wait for about a minute before he showed up. Ah, I see you made it back before me. Well done. Well, do you have everything? Looks like you got a little confused. That's okay, I'll sort it out. But thank you for trying to help anyways. Oh god, it was measuring tape. After making sure Reginald had everything he needed, he and I headed up to the front counter and paid for it all. One by one, all of his stuff onto the conveyor belt, and it slowly began to move across and the cashier began to scan it. You got quite a bit of stuff, Reginald. I feel bad. Oh, why's that? Well, you don't have a car with you, and now you gotta carry these bags back. Would you want me to help you? Oh, don't worry your silly little head about that. A little fresh air and exercise does me some good. You're not even going to take the bus? No, I'm quite alright. Reginald, can I ask you something? Yes, of course. Is everything alright? I noticed you bought an axe. Yes, I did. My job requires me to have a lot of wood. Oh, I knew it. Ah, I know you were worried about out, though. You do? You're worried I was going to hurt myself, aren't you? There's nothing to worry about. I've done this kind of stuff before. I just happened to break the old last time. I don't think I read that right. Oh, alright. Hey, do you want anything? Huh? They've got a shelf over there with some candy. I don't mind buying you a chocolate bar if you want one. Oh no, it's alright. You don't have to. Are you sure? I mean, is that supposed to be my prize for winning the race? No. I'm still thinking about what your prize should be. But since we're here anyways, might as well, right? Consider it a thank you for spending time with me today. Are you really sure? Of course I am. It's just a candy bar, it's no big deal. In that case, thank you. Reginald bought me a chocolate bar. It made me very happy. I made sure to thank him for it, even though he insisted it was thanks to me. After we left the store, Reginald had to head home, saying he ought to drop some of the tools and stuff. He said he felt bad for not being able to invite me to do more. I told him it was completely okay. He didn't need to do anything. I just had a nice time today. Time must really fly. Because when I checked the time afterwards, we were already well into the afternoon. I ended up heading home for a little early that day. I didn't have much else to do outside, so I went home. I read some books, I made myself some dinner, then put leftovers in the fridge, and then I washed up, put on pajamas, and well, do I even have to explain what I did after that? Hi again. Hello. So what did you do today? What? Well, if you're not going to talk about my parents or to me, I at least want to hear about something you're doing. We shouldn't talk about what I do. I want to. I understand. Maybe eventually, but not today. I'm sorry. I need to leave. Good night, Mary. I should have asked why not. It was more open-ended. Alright. I yawned and lied down. Huh? Who's texting me so late at night? Mary, are you awake? I understand if you aren't, of course. It's a bit late, isn't it? But what? Whenever you read this, do respond. Reginald? Why are you up so late? Oh, hello! Don't worry about that. I just thought of the perfect prize for you, and I had to tell you as soon as I possibly could. Really? What is it? You loved seeing my work the other day, right? Unless you were just flattering me. Anyways, I was thinking you could come to my workshop, and I could show you how a coffin is made. At least, the way I do it. I thought it'd be a nice idea if you're into it. You're serious? I'm allowed to come see? Of course you are. I wouldn't have invited you otherwise. Then yeah, I'd love to see. I think that'd be really cool. Thank you so much. Of course, I'm often alone, so it'll be nice to have some company. Here, I'll send you the directions momentarily. Reginald gave me the directions to his workshop, and we made plans to meet there in a few days. Always wondered what went into making a coffin, so I was plenty excited to be able to see it for myself. There's only so much you can read online about stuff like this. Being able to experience it firsthand would be something entirely different. Honestly, it was a bit hard for me to contain how giddy I was. I felt like a kid again, excited for the field trip the next day. Well, back when I was still in school with other kids and all. Anyways, I was excited, and after feeling like I'd been waiting forever, the day finally arrived. Getting off the bus at the closest stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Saving. Alright, that's a lot. That's a lot of information that we just took in. I went on a lot longer than I thought I would, and now we are an hour in. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I have been enjoying it so far. I want to do the other routes too, and yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.